Alright, this video is starting off with a non-Star Wars topic, and it's just to set some boundaries on my channel. I'd like to first start off by saying this is an all-inclusive channel. No matter your race, no matter your religion, no matter your sexual orientation, no matter your gender, height, whatever, you know, I don't care. You're allowed to be here as long as you are here to share the love of Star Wars. Loving Star Wars is pretty much the only requirement to be a part of my little community that I'm hoping to build here. All right. On top of that, I'm gonna say this for the comments section. Just be nice. You know, no R word. Definitely no R word. No F word. No F word. I'm not talking about fuck. I'm totally fine with the fuck word. Fuck. Talking about the other F word. No N-word for sure. I literally don't care who you are or what color skin you are. Even if society says you can say it, not in my YouTube comments section, all right? You know, either everyone can say it or no one can say it. You know, that's where I'm at. And personally, I'm at no one can say it. Nobody should be able to say it. Because if one person can find it offensive from one person, then they should find it offensive from everybody. Unless, of course, you know, you're Samuel Jackson, then you could, you know, I wouldn't be too offended if Samuel Jackson came into my YouTube comments section and just said the N-word. I would not be offended. Just saying, that's probably weird, but yeah. All right, so that's the intro to my video. Safe space for all peoples. Yeah, today's episode. Got two things on the agenda that I want to talk about. It's going to be a pretty short episode. The first, what happens with Grogu in the future after Luke takes him. The second, we're going to talk about what I wanted to see happen with the Jedi that got introduced in Season 2 of Mandalorian. And I'm not counting Ahsoka as a Jedi. And kind of revolving around that, as well as what I liked about the Jedi that we did get and why that was super cool, and also what I would have rather had them do different with that Jedi. Okay, so starting off, we got, you know, what happens with Grogu and Luke afterward. Obviously, I think that Luke probably starts to help Grogu probably remember some of his past. I saw somebody on Instagram talking about maybe even when Luke and Grogu are kind of training together, as Grogu starts regaining some like real memories of the past. He tells Luke about Order 66. He tells Luke about his father. He tells Luke about Anakin. And I believe that Grogu probably ends up telling Luke some of this, you know. And Luke learns about his father, the good and the bad. I think that could definitely be something interesting that we could see as a relationship, or as a development, a character development for Luke. Because I can't imagine that learning those kinds of things, especially about your father. I mean, I don't know, I guess his father was Darth Vader, you know. Darth Vader killed people for no reason, but I'm sure learning even more of that probably doesn't sit right with your son, or with anybody at all, that your father had done something like that. But I think that we're gonna see a lot between Luke and Grogu. I think that we're gonna see a lot of Luke's abilities through the training of Grogu, or I hope to see these things. I definitely hope to see these things. Now, speaking on, do I think that Grogu dies at the hand of Kylo Ren at the temple, whatever, I'm not even sure what planet the temple was on where Luke was training people. No, I don't think Grogu dies. Grogu survived Order 66. I'm not even totally sure how. He might not have even been at the temple, but Grogu survived Order 66. He survived that long. I can't imagine that with Anakin, you know, hunting people down. I guess with Darth Vader at that point, with Darth Vader hunting people down, hunting Jedi down, specifically Force-sensitive Jedi, that, you know, Kylo was gonna get him when Darth Vader and Anakin couldn't. You know, it's Yes, but simply put, yes, I think that Grogu survives Kylo Yoda species doesn't reach maturity until they're about 100 years old, which is kind of, I'm assuming that it's gonna relate to about like maturing to the physical abilities of like an 18-year-old human being, right? So he's only gonna be 80 when Kylo does that still. So he's not gonna be fully mature. He's gonna be, you know, in his teen years when we see, teen years I say in quotes. I'm not totally sure about the whole aging process of Yoda's species, but yeah, so he's still not going to be fully mature, but I think he's going to survive. I think it would also be pretty cool to see, like, possibly after, you know, taking place after the sequels, we say a fully realized Grogu, possibly training with Rey or training other, not Jedi, since the Jedi are now, I guess, abolished or extinct, but training Force-sensitive beings to serve for the good of the universe. Ooh. That was a weird burp. What even is this? I got this. Oh, it's a air canister. Tear off tab. Didn't tear much, very much. Right? Duster? Yeah. Compressed gas. Compressed gas. Not compressed air. I thought there was a straw that came with this. Guess not. Dusts pretty well though. Let's see. That probably didn't sound too good. I might cut that out of the video. That was weird. Alright, getting back to the video. Yeah, so that being said, yes, I do think Grogu survives Kylo. That's what I think happens with, just the general idea of what I think happens with Grogu after we see him in The Mandalorian. Now, second off, of course, we got an epic scene with Luke just absolutely slicing through those troopers, those Gen 3 Dark Troopers, or Death Troopers, the Gen 3 robot guys. We see him slicing through them like butter, you know? And I think that's the most powerful we've seen Luke in live action so far. I think that's freaking awesome. I think it's also the most powerful, or it's the closest to Legends power Luke that we've gotten so far in the new Disney canon. Which I think that was absolutely awesome. You know, a lot of people got really nostalgic from that. I'm not gonna hold you. It wasn't like people cried, you know. Like if you attended the Star Wars Theory watch party, you know, he cried. I didn't cry. I'm not calling him a wuss or anything. It's just not how I was attached to Luke, you know. I was my heart was racing. My heart was like, the only thing I can attribute to that to is like how I felt, you know. I'm not even gonna say, yeah, no. My heart was literally racing, like, when it happened. And just in suspense of who were we gonna see. Also, this is so badass. Like can I just say, like, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. It's probably been said a million times before, and probably will be said a million times again. But Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing a magnificent job at their job. You know, they're nailing it. Okay, they are getting it right. All right, and this like this with Luke was beautiful. So now that being said, of course I'm sure you guys have heard this. Come on, why can't we get Sebastian Stan as Luke already? All right, they're practically twins. That's not true. They look quite alike, and with the right, you know, makeup, nobody's gonna notice a real difference. You can fool so many people dressing up Sebastian Stan as Mark Hamill. Actually, you know what? Let's see, what's the height disparity between these two? Mark Hamill height. We got 5'9". 6 foot. All right, so we got that's 3 inch difference. You can dig holes, dig a hole for Sebastian Stan like they did in Lord of the Rings. You know, for the hobbits, dig holes in the ground for them to stand in. But no, yeah, I definitely hope that they get an actual actor, like one specific actor, to play Luke, to replace Mark Hamill, because I don't want to continue with all this CGI. You know, I hope that like the way that they did for Han Solo in Solo, I want an actual actor replacement for Mark. I don't just want Mark Hamill's face CGI'd on top of somebody else. Now, the other Jedi that I had hoped for, that I really wanted to see, Ezra Bridger. I was super excited. You know, I was really hoping to see Ezra Bridger, and I was pretty disappointed when it wasn't Ezra Bridger that we got to meet. You know, of course, I knew we were going to see Ahsoka, because for a while we've had the confirmed actress of Ahsoka, but she's not even really a Jedi. I'm not sure if Ezra is even a Jedi yet, but he's closer to being a Jedi, I feel, than Ahsoka is, and that's just because Ahsoka, you know, has kind of said to the Jedi, you know, they really just gave him the bird and said, man, I'm done with you guys. But yeah, so like I think Ezra is definitely a what do you call it? I don't know. It's just an unsolved story, you know. We saw him shoot off into space with Thrawn, and we haven't seen him since. And I was secretly hoping for Ezra when we saw the green lightsaber, because with the X-Wing, I kind of knew it was Luke with the X-Wing, because Luke had an X-Wing and flew an X-Wing in 3 of the movies that he was in. And Ezra didn't really fly too much on his own. He did a little bit, but he didn't really have like one ship. But then when we saw the green blade, it was still up in the air for me. Not really, I pretty much suspected that it was Luke. It was definitely a little bit of fan serving there. Not that it was bad. Not trying to discredit them at all. Not trying to say that it wasn't still completely badass and totally awesome. But yeah, I think that I just really wanted Ezra. I just think that, yeah, I really wanted Ezra. But it was Luke, and it was not bad. CGI could have been better. Definitely was not on par with the Rogue One CGI that we got for Tarkin and Leia. Excuse me. Definitely wasn't quite as good as those, but it wasn't bad. So yeah, that's gonna end off this video. What are you guys' theories? What did you guys like about the Jedi who showed up? We got Luke. Did you hope for any other Jedi? What Jedi did you hope to see in this season? What Jedi do you hope to see in the next season, if any? Because I think that there are quite a few people who have the opinion of that Mandalorian should be a Jedi-free show, a lightsaber-free show, which, I mean, excluding the Darksaber, if we keep that storyline in there, because the Darksaber has quite a bit to do with Mandalore, I think that it could be a cool idea. But even still, Jedi have so much to do with Mandalorian history. The Mandalorians and the Jedi have been enemies for quite a long time. So I think it might be a little bit silly, but having some show with that's Star Wars related that just doesn't have lightsabers, and it doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. I think it'd be pretty cool. So that's how I'm gonna wrap up this video. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. I'm here for y'all.